Hey everyone, welcome to today's Cannabis Reform segment on why Safe Banking Act for the cannabis industry is unlikely to pass during lame duck session, something many investors in the cannabis space really don't want to hear. We'll break down the reasons behind the delays, the role of Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and the implications for the cannabis industry and investors. We'll also touch on the potential impact of the Trump administration on cannabis policy. So first up, why it won't pass. The Safe Banking Act, aimed at providing cannabis businesses access to traditional finance services, has faced numerous hurdles. Despite bipartisan support, it has struggled to gain traction in the Senate. One major reason is the competing legislative priorities during the lame duck session. With a limited number of legislative days left, Congress is focused on passing critical budget bills to avoid a government shutdown. So let's now shift to the delays and challenges. The Safe Banking Act has been delayed multiple times due to political maneuvering and opposition from key lawmakers. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has prioritized comprehensive cannabis reform with social equity components over standalone banking legislations. This approach has slowed the progress of the Safe Banking Act, as Schumer has been reluctant to bring it to a floor vote without broader reform measures. So what was Schumer's role in all this? Chuck Schumer's stance has been a significant factor in the delays. He has emphasized the need for comprehensive reform that includes social equity provisions, which has complicated the passage of the Safe Banking Act. Additionally, Schumer has faced opposition from Republican leaders who have blocked attempts to include the banking reform in larger legislative packages. So on the flip side, one may beg the question that if this were to pass, and here's our perspective, if the Safe Banking Act were to pass, it would have likely have happened already. The bill has passed the House of Representatives multiple times, but has consistently stalled in the Senate. The ongoing delays suggest that there is insufficient momentum to push it through the lame duck session. So if that's the case and it doesn't pass, what's the impression of Schumer that he'll leave behind among the cannabis industry? In the eyes of cannabis investors, Chuck Schumer's tenure as Senate Majority Leader will be remembered for his cautious approach and, in a lot of ways, incompetence when it comes to cannabis reform. While he has been a vocal advocate for legalization, his insistence on comprehensive reform has hindered the progress of incremental measures like the Safe Banking Act. This has left many in the cannabis industry frustrated and uncertain about the future of federal cannabis policy. Now moving forward, and the new Trump administration and their potential impact. Trump and his administration, they could bring significant changes to cannabis policy, but will it happen? During his previous term, Trump took a hands-off approach to state marijuana laws, despite rescinding the Cole memo. Recently, Trump has shown more support for cannabis reform, including endorsing Florida's Amendment 3 and backing federal rescheduling efforts. If Trump prioritizes cannabis reform in his second term, we could see progress on issues like banking and rescheduling as mentioned in previous episodes, which, as we know, would be a long overdue change for this industry. In conclusion, here at TDR, we believe the Safe Banking Act is unlikely to pass during the lame duck session due to competing legislative priorities, delays caused by political maneuvering, and opposition from key lawmakers. Chuck Schumer's focus on comprehensive reform has further complicated the bill's progress. But as I said earlier, the Trump administration is evolving in their stance on cannabis, and it could bring significant changes in federal policy. As we move forward, the cannabis industry and investors will continue to watch this closely, hoping for more decisive action on cannabis banking reform in the future. One thing is for sure, many who follow this industry will be following the developments very closely. So there you have it. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear back from you. Leave some comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done already, and smash that bell for all notifications. I keep saying this from time and time again, 2025 can't come fast enough. What happens here in the future, we're about to find out. Thanks again, everybody, for watching.